If I told you there is a country where you can eat well, travel cheaply, and explore ancient cities that look like something from a fairy tale, while spending far less than you would in many Western destinations, would you want to know where it is? That country is Uzbekistan, a hidden jewel in the heart of Central Asia. In this place, bread is not only food, it is also a symbol of good luck and respect. Turning a piece of bread upside down can be seen as something you should not do. This country also has more than 150 varieties of watermelon, markets filled with silk and spices, special wedding customs, and many love stories that are very different from what Americans often imagine. Before we begin, hit subscribe to join us on this journey. Press like if you enjoy unique travel stories, and leave a comment below. Would you dare to visit Uzbekistan one day? Number 15. Taboos tourists need to know in Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan is a country where long-standing traditions still appear in everyday life. But alongside them are some fairly strict rules that visitors need to understand before setting foot here. So how do these rules affect the experience of foreigners exploring this country? First of all, gambling and illegal substances are completely banned. Tobacco and alcohol also have clear age limits for anyone under 20. In addition, same-sex relations between men are punishable under the law, with a sentence that can be as long as 3 years in prison. This places Uzbekistan among the few post-Soviet regions that still maintain such a rule, alongside Turkmenistan and the Chechen Republic within Russia. For travelers, caution is also needed in matters that may seem simple, such as taking photos. Photographing government buildings, public facilities, or transport hubs without permission can lead to serious trouble. In communication, local culture also has its own rules. A handshake is usually reserved for men, while when greeting women, people often place a hand on the chest and give a slight bow. These details show that Uzbekistan places great value on order, respect, and the preservation of traditional heritage. Number 14. Bread in Uzbekistan, a food of good luck and respect. In Uzbekistan, bread is not just a familiar food on the everyday dining table. It is seen as a symbol of respect, good luck, and prosperity, deeply connected to the spiritual life of the people across many generations. The traditional round bread is often made from dough mixed with milk, eggs, or fragrant herbs, but its flavor and thickness change from one region to another. Bread in Tashkent is usually lighter, softer, and fluffier, while the bread of Samarkand and Bukhara is thicker, firmer, and richer in taste. One special thing is that Uzbek people strongly avoid turning bread upside down. To them, this action is not only impolite, it is also seen as a sign of bad luck. That belief comes from an ancient idea that bread does more than keep people alive. It also carries blessings and spiritual protection. Before long journeys, some people even bite a piece of bread and bury a small part of it as a ritual of placing hope that they will return safely and reunite with their family. On important occasions such as festivals or weddings, bread always holds a central place. It is given to the bride and groom as a wish for happiness, health, and a prosperous life. If bread accidentally falls to the ground, people usually pick it up, kiss it gently, and place it somewhere clean, as a way of showing respect. Number 13. Uzbek women, elegant beauty and unforgettable warmth. What makes Uzbek women leave such a special impression on many travelers who visit this country? Perhaps it is the graceful blend of beauty, presence, and cultural depth. Many Uzbek women have features that seem to combine Asian and European influences, with deep eyes, gentle facial lines, bright skin, and black or dark brown hair that create a very natural elegance. In traditional clothing, that charm becomes even more striking. Bright atlas or adras dresses, made from silk and decorated with delicate embroidered patterns, not only highlight the grace of the wearer. They also reflect Uzbekistan's long artistic heritage. But their beauty is not only about appearance. Many Uzbek women are known for their quiet confidence, warm way of speaking, and smiles that easily make people feel welcome. They are also connected to traditional arts, such as singing, dancing, and embroidery, which are seen as sources of pride in local cultural life. Within the family, they grow up with traditional values, respect for loved ones, and a strong spirit of hospitality. Many travelers remember them not only for their elegant appearance, but also for the warmth they bring through meals, conversations, and the way they make Uzbekistan feel close, almost like home. Number 12. Uzbekistan, the issue of polygamy between tradition and law. When looking at social life in Uzbekistan, the topic of marriage reveals a very complex side of this country. One of the most sensitive issues is polygamy. In a society still influenced by patriarchal traditions, some Islamic views hold that a man may have up to 4 wives, as long as he is able to provide for all of them. However, under Uzbek law, polygamy is clearly banned and can be punished. Even so, this reality has not disappeared completely, especially among wealthy men or in some rural areas, where a second wife is sometimes seen as a more acceptable choice than divorce or remaining unmarried. What is notable is that polygamy is rarely discussed openly. Many people do not want to acknowledge its existence, and local media also mentions it only rarely. The law may impose a financial penalty or a prison sentence of up to 3 years, but enforcement remains limited because only a few cases have been officially recorded. In 2012, a provincial education official once faced accusations related to this issue. 2 years earlier, a police chief was also dismissed in a similar case. This story shows that Uzbekistan is still trying to balance long-standing traditions, social pressure, family life, and a modern legal system. Number 11. Uzbekistan, a budget-friendly destination in the heart of Central Asia. Have you ever wondered how much further your money could go if you traveled to or lived in Uzbekistan? This Central Asian country is known for its low cost of living, making it a great choice for travelers who want to save money, or for anyone thinking about staying longer. In Tashkent, the capital of the country, monthly rent can range from around $100 to $500, depending on the area and the included amenities. In smaller cities, the cost can be even more comfortable. Everyday essentials, such as bread, milk, vegetables, and fresh fruit, are also reasonably priced. So shopping at local markets does not put too much pressure on your wallet. Even eating out is fairly cheap. Street food may cost only $1 to $3, while a full meal at a casual restaurant usually falls somewhere between $5 and $10. Public transportation, such as buses and the metro, is another major advantage, because fares are much lower than in many Western countries. Taxis are generally reasonable as well, although prices can change depending on the city and the company. For those who enjoy shopping, Uzbekistan's markets offer many interesting items, from bright silk scarves to delicate hand-embroidered crafts. These local cultural goods are often much more affordable than similar items in many famous tourist destinations. Before we move on, if you are still watching at this point, it means you are just as curious about the world as we are. So help this channel grow by hitting subscribe right now. Every subscription is a signal that tells us journeys like this are truly worth continuing. And in return, we will try to bring you deeper, more beautiful, and more surprising stories in every next video. Number 10. Uzbekistan, where strangers are welcomed like family. Uzbekistan impresses visitors not only with its affordable costs or its beautiful ancient landmarks. What many travelers remember most about this country is the warmth of its people. Here, hospitality does not stop at a few polite greetings. It becomes a natural part of everyday life. Local people are often happy to tell visitors about their homeland, customs, food, and way of life, as if they want to open a small door so strangers can understand Uzbekistan more deeply. In the markets, especially in Samarkand, simple encounters can turn into unforgettable memories. One traveler once said that a shopkeeper not only helped him choose the most beautiful silk scarves, but also invited him home to have dinner with the family. That kindness made him feel that he was no longer an outsider. Experiences like this happen quite often in Uzbekistan, where people are proud of their traditions and gladly share them with guests from far away. A trip here may lead you to a colorful festival, a homemade plate of plov, or a craft lesson beside a local artisan. It is these sincere moments that make Uzbekistan not only a place to visit, but also a place to feel and remember. Number 9. The Doston table, the heart of Uzbek life. In Uzbekistan, a meal is not only a time to enjoy good food. It is also a moment for family, friends, and even guests from far away to sit close together. At the center of many traditional meals is a low wooden table called a Doston. Unlike the high tables commonly used in the West, a Doston is often placed in the middle of the home and covered with a bright cloth decorated with traditional patterns, making the dining space feel warm, almost like a small ceremony. Around the table, people sit on kacha cushions placed on the floor. This way of sitting creates a sense of closeness, comfort, and intimacy, making it perfect for long conversations over a shared meal. Uzbek cuisine also reflects this same spirit of hospitality. Influenced by Iran, India, Arabia, Russia, and China, each dish here carries the mark of many cultures that once met along the Silk Road. The most famous dish is plov, a fragrant rice dish cooked with carrots, beans, and tender lamb. Alongside it are manti, richly filled steamed dumplings, smoky grilled meat skewers, and shurpa, a hearty soup made with meat and vegetables. For Uzbek people, eating is not only about filling the stomach. It is a way to show hospitality, tell history through flavor, and help visitors feel the cultural depth of this country through every meal. Number 8. Registan, Samarkand, and the timeless beauty of Uzbekistan. From its food, travelers can feel the culture of Uzbekistan, but it is the architecture that truly carries them across centuries of history and creativity. This country is often described as an open-air museum of Islamic architecture, where each city preserves a story of its own. The most famous example is Registan Square in Samarkand, a grand complex of 3 major madrasas built between the 15th and 17th centuries. Its intricate mosaics, massive domes, and soaring towers make it one of the most unforgettable images of Uzbekistan. Samarkand also holds the Gur-e-Amir Mausoleum, the resting place of Timur, the powerful ruler of the Timurid Empire. This monument stands out, with its towering turquoise domes, clearly showing the splendor of a glorious age. Not far from there is Shahrisabz, the green city of wide gardens, majestic palaces, and beautiful mosques that bring back the elegance of the past. Another jewel is Bukhara, a city more than 1,000 years old, with many structures dating back to the 9th century. Once an important stop along the Silk Road, Bukhara gives many visitors the feeling that they are stepping into a place where history and beauty seem to live forever. Number 7. Marriage in Uzbekistan, when a wedding begins with a medical checkup. What makes marriage in Uzbekistan feel so unusual in the eyes of many travelers? One of the most notable customs is that the bride and groom must undergo a medical checkup before getting married. This rule is not only meant to protect the health of the couple, it also shows how Uzbekistan combines traditional family values with the concerns of modern life. As many young people work abroad and may face health risks, premarital checkups are seen as a step that helps both families feel more secure about the future. These checkups are usually taken seriously, especially by the bride and her family. Before 2009, some couples tried to obtain favorable results so they could register their marriage more quickly. But today, the rule is applied more strictly, so these checkups carry clearer meaning. If a concerning health problem appears, the wedding may be delayed or become more complicated, even though the authorities do not necessarily ban the marriage. On the wedding day, family and community play a very important role. An average wedding may gather around 300 people and cost about $20,000. Guests often give household items, carpets, or envelopes of money, showing the spirit of generosity and mutual support in Uzbek society. Number 6. Why is Uzbekistan called the Kingdom of Watermelons? Did you know that Uzbekistan is also called the Kingdom of Watermelons, with more than 150 watermelon varieties grown throughout the year? This Central Asian country feels like a paradise for anyone who loves this refreshing fruit. Thanks to long experience, strong farming techniques, and deep knowledge of the land, Uzbek farmers can grow watermelons across many types of terrain, from fertile plains to dry regions. When visiting this country, travelers can taste many kinds of watermelon with very different colors, shapes, and flavors. Some have yellow rinds, bright flesh, a gentle sweetness, and a fresh, cooling taste. Others have darker rinds, deep red flesh, and a stronger, richer flavor. Beyond the familiar round or oval shapes, some farmers even create unique forms, sometimes compared to the Eiffel Tower, showing the creativity found in this farming tradition. This tradition has existed for a very long time, connected to the Silk Road era, when merchants once praised the special taste of Uzbek watermelons. For local people, watermelon is not only a refreshing food, it also symbolizes abundance, rich harvests, and warm hospitality. That is why the annual watermelon festivals are always full of color, with folk games, cultural performances, and tasting events that make visitors feel joyful, welcomed, and unlikely to forget the experience. Number 5. Jarakuduk, a graveyard of time in the desert of Uzbekistan. In the middle of Uzbekistan's dry and scorching Kizilkum Desert, Jarakuduk appears like a world forgotten by time. Surrounding this place are golden sand, dry wind, and an almost chilling silence. But beneath that desolate surface lies an ancient story that is almost hard to believe. Jarakuduk is not just a desert area. It feels like a graveyard of Earth's time, where the prehistoric past still leaves its traces on every block of stone. More than 90 million years ago, this area once lay near the shore of an ancient ocean and was covered by prehistoric forests during the Cretaceous period. Through long geological changes, ancient tree trunks were buried deep underground, absorbed minerals over millions of years, and slowly turned into stone. Today, inside this barren basin, thousands of hollow stone columns rise toward the sky like giant tubes created by nature. When desert wind blows through the openings, the entire stone forest seems to release a deep, muffled sound that feels both strange and haunting. Jarakuduk carries a lonely and harsh beauty, but it also has a very powerful attraction. Each stone here feels like a remaining trace of a vanished world, making visitors feel as if they are standing before the deep age of the earth. Standing in this place, people do not only see an unusual landscape, they also feel the weight of time and nature. Number 4. Aidarkul, the color-changing lake in the heart of the desert. Leaving behind the ancient stone forest, the Kizilkum Desert reveals another sight that feels almost impossible to believe. In the middle of dry heat and endless sand, Aidarkul Lake appears like a vast blue expanse in the desert. From a distance, it looks like an ocean that suddenly appeared in a harsh land, but in reality, it is an artificial lake, formed after a major natural event in the last century. What makes Aidarkul special is not only its immense size, but also the mesmerizing way its surface can change color. On clear days, the lake shines with a bright turquoise tone, sparkling like a gemstone resting among golden sand. But as soon as the wind changes direction, clouds pass overhead, or the light shifts, the water immediately turns into a deeper blue, darker and more mysterious. This constant transformation makes Aidarkul feel less like a still lake and more like a living presence, moving in rhythm with the sky. Standing before a landscape where one side is burning sand and the other is water that keeps changing its shade, visitors quickly understand why this place leaves such a strong impression. Aidarkul is not only beautiful, it is also a real mirage, a spectacular reward for those willing to travel deep into the heart of the Uzbek desert. Number 3. Aralkum, the desert born from a lost sea. Deep within the borderlands of Uzbekistan, the Aral Sea appears like a giant wound that nature has still not been able to heal. Once the fourth largest lake in the world, wide, blue, fertile, and full of life, it once supported countless busy fishing villages, but now only a heavy silence remains. In the last century, water diversion projects created to serve cotton fields slowly cut off the lifeblood of this inland sea. As the water retreated, the vast lake bed turned into cracked land covered with sand, salt, and traces of chemicals. And from that devastation, the harsh Aralkum desert was born. The ports that were once crowded with people disappeared, and the communities that depended on fishing were forced to watch their livelihoods collapse along with the shrinking water. Most hauntingly, rusting ships now lie motionless on the sand, as if they were stranded in the middle of an ocean that vanished. The steel frames that once moved through open water have become lonely shadows in the desert, carrying the sorrowful story of a place that was once rich and thriving. Today, the Aral Sea is not only a scene of ruin for travelers to witness, it is also a powerful reminder of the price of changing nature too deeply, and of how fragile even the lands that once seemed permanent can truly be. Number 2. Uzbekistan, the country with the largest open-pit gold mine on the planet. In the middle of Uzbekistan's dry and scorching Kizilkum Desert, Muruntau appears like a giant cut across the surface of the Earth. It is considered the largest open-pit gold mine on the planet, a place that can overwhelm anyone who sees it from above because of its enormous scale. With a length of more than 3.3 kilometers, a width of about 3 kilometers, and a depth of more than 600 meters, Muruntau looks like a gigantic arena carved straight into the ground. Inside that vast pit, super heavy trucks that are normally as large as houses suddenly look tiny, moving slowly along the rock terraces like small black dots inside a structure beyond imagination. Every year, this site produces more than 2 million ounces of pure gold, helping Uzbekistan hold an important position on the world map of gold mining. What makes Muruntau special is not only the massive amount of gold it contains, but also the feeling that humans are facing the harshness of nature directly. On one side lies a dry and barren desert. On the other, machines work day and night, digging deeper into the earth to find precious metal. For that reason, Muruntau is not just a gold mine. It is a symbol of ambition, labor, and the hidden resources beneath the sands of Uzbekistan. A giant abyss that makes it hard for viewers to look away. Number 1. Tashkent Metro, Splendor and a Nuclear Secret. Beneath the capital city of Tashkent in Uzbekistan lies an underground world that surprises many travelers from the moment they step down into it. Tashkent Metro is not just a public transportation system. It feels more like an art museum hidden deep below the ground. Built in 1977 during the Soviet era, It carries a beauty that is both solemn and magnificent, with marble, ceramic murals, intricate patterns, and glowing chandeliers that make the space feel like a palace. Each station has its own distinct style, telling part of the history, culture, or pride of Uzbekistan. But behind that beauty is a story that not many people know. The entire system was designed so it could also function as a shelter during the Cold War, when the fear of nuclear weapons was always present. Strong steel doors were installed so that passageways could be sealed when necessary, turning this artistic space into a place that could protect human lives in an emergency. Because of that sensitive role, photography inside Tashkent Metro was banned for more than 40 years and was only allowed again in 2018. Today, it has become one of the most remarkable destinations in Tashkent, where art, history, and the memory of the Cold War exist together in one deeply captivating underground space. Uzbekistan is not only a destination of turquoise domes, ancient markets, and monuments that once stood along the Silk Road. It is also a place where every piece of bread carries respect. Every meal feels like an invitation into family life, and every custom tells a unique part of Central Asian history. From the hospitality of its people, the rich flavors of its food, and its bright silk fabrics, to wedding rituals and special social rules, Uzbekistan reveals a country that feels both familiar and very different from what many Western travelers often imagine. If you enjoy exploring the world in a deeper way, do not forget to hit subscribe, press like to support this video, and leave a comment below. Which country would you like us to explore next? Thank you for watching, and see you again on the next journey.